Hey, happy Friday. It is Follow Through Friday, and it is the fifth day of the Momentum Jumpstart Challenge. And welcome back. I'm so excited that you're here. I felt a little bit like I don't know, it was just like a cozy place to log into this morning. So it made me think, wow, what if we did this every day? Wouldn't that be amazing? I was like, wow, that's a lot of work. But yeah, that would be pretty amazing just to sit down and have a cozy cup of coffee together every day. Here's the thing, guys, it is now o'clock. This is our weekend to continue the momentum that we've had all week. Today, we're going to pull it all together because on Monday, we begin the 90-day sprint. And here's the thing. I mean, you always have these choices in front of you, right? You don't have to sprint. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But I want you to lean into it almost as an experiment, right? If you've sprinted with me before, great. Then you get to experiment again and go, I wonder what I could do this time. If you've never sprinted, then you get to experience it for the first time. Here's what I know that I know that I know. Something amazing is going to happen on this journey that you don't see coming. So if you lean into it with a playful, experimental, curious mind kind of approach, you can't go wrong. Right. And one of the things I was doing is I was breaking down my sprint targets because I was still kind of trying to get my mind wrapped around two of them in particular. I realized I could probably get even more granular with this methodology than I have in the book Up Level, because in the first 30 days, and I think this is something that I do, I don't know that I documented it this way in the book, but in the first 30 days, what's really important when you break down those legs is to just get going, right? Keep going, I should say, because you've been doing it this week. But it's really important to do what is easy and doable and get rolling. So when it comes to motion, if all you can do is keep that 20 minutes up, just keep the 20 minutes up for the first 30 days. And then in the second leg, you can step it up a little bit. In the third leg, you can step it up a little bit. It's okay. You don't have to go full bore, overcompensate, pendulum swing way to the far end. This isn't about using a ton of willpower or discipline. This is about loving yourself, loving your business into a new place. This is about showing up for yourself as a champion, treating yourself like $1 million racehorse for the next 90 days to see what kind of wave of momentum you can create. Are you willing to do that for 90 days? Can you keep the focus on for 90 days? I'll tell you that the trick is to do it in the 30-day legs, because 90 days is a long time to focus on any one thing, but break it down and really zero in on the 30 days at a time, and then use the milestone day at the end of each 30 days as a true milestone day. I mean, I take a day, I take myself out to lunch, I call it a princess day. My milestone days are days where I treat myself to something just a little bit extra special. Usually I buy myself like a little bracelet or just something fun for me, a little bookmark or a new book, something that is a reward for me. I don't spend a lot of time treating myself to shopping days or self-care days. And so for me, those milestone days are important because they fuel my fire for um, the next leg. The other thing I do on those milestone days is I kind of recap and regroup, right? So if you can just get going in each of these camps towards these targets for the next, I said it again, get going, keep going for those first 30 days, then you're going to have a lot of rolling momentum going into the second leg. So be gentle with yourself. Again, this isn't about forcing something. This is about leveraging your own internal why, your own care and attention to the details in your life so you can up level and reach the things that are really important to you. So yesterday we had a Power Pack day talking about money. And I want to reward those who did their homework, because the homework was to take your revenue or your financial target, break it, work it backwards into the 3 legs of the sprint each 30 days, And then even work that backwards to weekly and try and figure out how many people you need to get in front of with your product or service to drive to that financial or revenue target. So if you raise your hand, if you're here live today, you raise your hand and you've done that homework, then I want to reward you. I've got an Amazon gift card to give away today. And, I chose Amazon because they decided long before they were a thing that they were going to be the 800-pound gorilla in their space. And, Jeff Bezos started as a bookstore out of his garage, right? But he had a fire in his belly to create something different, to be a disruptor in the space. And he decided he was going to be an Amazon player long before he was an Amazon player. And I will tell you, this is a guy whose clarity and commitment to that lane drove him over every speed bump, through every wall kicking moment, to the point where he could raise tens of millions of dollars and burn through that cash learning how to do what he thought he could do. It took him almost 15 years and tens of millions of dollars, again, of learning curve to ever see a profit. You guys, be the 800-pound gorilla in your space. Believe in your product and service. And if one of those 5 areas of belief, right, is wobbly, yourself, your industry, your product or service, your team, right, your the value that you're bringing to the marketplace, then it is on you. You've got to show up for yourself on that level, and you got to dive in. You got to take a hard look at why that belief is wobbly in that area, and you've got to do the things that it takes to strengthen it. So if you need to learn more, if you need to engineer your product and service differently, if you need to package it or price it differently so that you feel more confident about the posture that you're bringing to things, you guys, no one is coming to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. And if you really want the highest and best in your business, then you got to treat yourself like the champion you truly are and can be. And you've got to show up, right? Because you are the engine. You are the core of your entire enterprise, and everything comes back comes from that energy that you bring to the table. So this is all about getting fired up, but it is also all about staying fired up. So stay in motion. So yes, definitely do the homework. The other thing that you have to do this weekend is you got to get clear on those 3 targets. And there's 2 different ways that you can continue this momentum with me. I'm going to put some cool stuff in your inbox over the course of the next 90 days, so that I can keep this front and center for you if you've been here with me through the Jumpstart Challenge. But in addition, if you know that your business is in a place where it's just time to up level and do something different, you can book a clarity call with me and my team, and we can help you look at where are you on the sales and marketing front, because again, sales drives the bus. And what can we do to boost your visibility and your posture in the marketplace and get in front of more people, right? Value given equals value received. So you've either got to serve more people or you have to serve people more, right? So you can book a clarity call with my team and I, and that's one way. Here's the thing. The old way of doing things, maybe before this Jumpstart Challenge, was to think that you had to do it all by yourself. Well, I hope that you learned something a little bit different than that this week already, which is by logging in here with me, whether it be live or through the replays, that you don't have to go it alone, right? The new way is, let's link arms with other momentum warriors and let's pace together. Racehorses run faster next to other racehorses. In fact, studies show that they literally run at least 10 to 15% faster when they're next to other racehorses. The other things I've noticed about racehorses, though, and I don't know if you ever noticed this, they've got those blinders on. Blinders. What do the blinders do? They keep their eyes straight on the path in front of them. You guys, that's what you're going to have to do for the next 90 days. If you truly want to sprint with me, and I'm telling you, I'm a sprinter, I'm a racehorse. If you want to sprint with me, you got to keep your eyes on the prize and you got to run your own race in your own lane, right? Your lane. You have a race to run. You have a purpose. You have people to serve. And it is different than the people I serve. It's different than my race. But here's the thing, we can each focus on our own lanes and be pacing right alongside each other. So the old way is, wow, I was doing the slugfest by myself, pulling myself up every day, trying to figure it out. The new way is, let's link arms with people who can help us. And so if your business is at a stage where maybe you need to link arms with other people to do it better, I've got a team ready to help you create a sustainable sales and marketing system, and it really will help you get more visibility. So book a clarity call with me, the Diamond Group. We'd love to help you. But aside from that, I'm also going to give you an opportunity to embark on a self-paced learning journey. So years ago, um, actually 2006, I took a leap out of corporate America. I worked for big box builders. So I worked for some of the largest home builders in the world. In fact, the largest residential home builder in the world, Pulte Homes, for many years. And I learned a lot about business. I learned a lot about sales and marketing, but I also learned to see the world through kind of a big corporate lens, right? And it really informed my thinking. And I opened my first company in 2006, and I left corporate America because I believed that I needed to be an entrepreneur. And I just had this fire in my belly to do my own thing. And at that point, it was a coaching agency. I opened a coaching agency in Raleigh, North Carolina called Inspire. And I grew an amazing village of coaches underneath a coaching umbrella, and we had all kinds of different disciplines. I was business, sales, and marketing coaching, but I had career coaches, I had retirement coaches, I had marketing, all kinds of different disciplines, life coaches, all kinds of different coaches underneath that umbrella. And I helped them as well craft their products and services, price and package, write their books, do their courses, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't really know what I was doing, but I came out with a big corporate mindset. And so that's what I set out to do, was build an entity that was bigger than myself, where I could encourage and equip other people through that coaching opportunity. And I began with the end in mind. Now, I happened to get into partnership a couple of years later with a poor partner who was not in integrity, and unfortunately, her fraudulent ways actually took my business down with her. But I learned so much in that venture, and we really can begin with the end in mind. The mindset that you go into something with has everything to do with the results that you get. So I want you to get your head on in the next 3 days, continue this momentum you've had through the week. I want you to clean out your car. Nina brought up the fact that, yeah, clean stuff out, get organized, clean out your car, clean your bedroom, shape up your closet, get yourself ready. Get yourself ready. Set yourself up for success in this sprint, you guys. Take a piece of paper and write down leg one, the first 30 days, September 22nd to October 22nd. Milestone day. At the end of that, leg two, October 22nd, November 22nd, milestone day. Leg three, November 22nd, December 22nd, milestone day. Here's the thing. If you do that for yourself and you get it visible, right? And then you write down your physical target, your financial target, your other, and then you break it down backwards, not just the financial target. Suzanne, you were not here at the beginning. Liv Lean as well. If you guys did your homework on the financial, the money side that I set out yesterday, I've got a gift card to give away. Nobody's raised their hand yet that they've done their homework. And so I still have an Amazon gift card to give away. And if you broke down your financial targets and you worked it backwards for those 90 days on a piece of paper and you are clear about what you've got to do over the next 90 days, that raise your hand. I love to give stuff away. I love to gift people and reward them for action. So guys, glad you guys are here again today. But I really, really cannot emphasize enough. Set yourself up for success. Set yourself up, set your space up, set your mind up, stay in motion, write down your targets, prepare yourself, and decide. Don't be like, well, I'm going to kind of sort of sprint. Yeah, I'll drift into it. No, if you guys drift into it, you're going to drift right out of it on day 7. I can tell you that. Decide and commit. Write it in your calendar, make a date with yourself. And so, in addition, if your business isn't quite ready to link arms with a team to help you get more visible or get more revenue, that's fine. But I want to give you an opportunity for some self-paced learning. I've created an online course called the Time Money Freedom Formula. And it's over 45 modules. It gives you a chance to stay inside this mindset and really pace with me, right? And you can do it at your own speed. You can log in whenever you want. You're going to get lifetime access to that for about $1 a day, for $1 a day for the next 90 days. So my team is going to send out an email. You'll have an opportunity to opt into the Time Money Freedom Formula for $90. I'm going to, that pricing is going to go away. I'm actually going to triple the price after this weekend. So that offer is going to expire on Sunday night. I don't want to talk a lot about, a sales pitch here, because that's not really what it's about. It's about me trying to figure out, how can I stay in your world? How can we continue this relationship of trust and encouraging one another? How can I equip you? And so what I did is I took the coaching content and much of my sales and marketing mindset, a lot of my branding work, some of my business philosophy, my coaching at the energy piece. And I knew I couldn't spend enough one-on-one time with people. In fact, I've only had time for 2 one-on-one coaching clients in the last 5 years. And I just wish I had more hours in the day, honestly. But what I decided to do was to create this online course so that I could take all of that great content and put it in a place that someone could walk through. If they want to do it in 12 months, there's 12 modules, 3 videos each, and some extra. They can do it in 12 months. If they want to do it in 12 days, they can do it in 12 days. But it was my way of packaging that up and making this work accessible to you without having to work with me one-on-one and have a huge time and financial commitment. So this is a super scaled back, easy, affordable way for me to get that in front of you. And I think many of the folks who have opted into lifetime access of this course in the past, come back to it year after year, or log into module 4 or log into module 6 or listen to it when they're on the treadmill or whatever. And that has been really useful for them. Liv Lane, I see your comment in my text, sweetie. And I'm glad you did your homework. I know you're embarking on a new chapter in your sales career. So I am going to give you the Amazon gift card. You're the first one I heard from. So I heard you. You're a winner. I also see, awesome, Suzanne. Awesome. You're in Albania. I love it. Okay. An electronic gift card. Well, the Amazon gift card just went to Liv Lean. So what I'm going to do instead, and I think this is going to be easiest, Suzanne, is I am going to, well, maybe, I don't know. Do you guys have Venmo? Can you get Venmo? I'll send you the equivalent and reward you for that homework. So let me know if you have Venmo. If not, we'll figure something out. And the other thing I can do, Suzanne, is I actually was going to award a copy of this book to the next homework winner. And so I actually have mailed this to Europe many times before, and I can mail this to you. This will help you with the sprint, and it will keep you fueled for the journey. So thank you to yourself for doing your homework. And I will say, Suzanne, Albania, that's so awesome. I actually married an Albanian. My first marriage was to an Albanian from Kosovo who I met in Switzerland. I lived there as a nanny for a couple years, and so I know just a tiny bit of Albanian. My son is probably tuned in and watching too. He knows way more Albanian than I do, and he makes fun of me for my accent. So I'm not going to try and speak Albanian because I'm only going to get slammed. But I will say Mirdita. Maybe I said that well enough, Arvin. I don't know, but that's awesome. I'm so glad you're tuning in, and I'm so glad you did your target. I would love to know what your business is too, Suzanne, and help encourage you. And I'll send some prayers your way for good sales mojo over the next 90 days. And if you want to share your sprint targets, you guys, anywhere you're at. Oh, so this was a question I had. So in Restream, where I'm coming from, I'm not in any one particular platform. So I can't see what platform you're on, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. So if you would also post in the chat wherever you are, what platform you chose to log in on, that would really help me, because then I'll see it from here and my team can track you down, and I can find comments better on those platforms. So that would be awesome. Suzanne is typing something right now. Dawning Visions. So many people tell me they know folks from Albania. Yeah, well, we have a huge Albanian community here in North Carolina. Raleigh, of course, my ex-husband's family, we brought many of his family over after the war in Kosovo as refugees. And there's a huge Albanian community in Greensboro, North Carolina, that they get to be a part of as well. So I love that, Suzanne, and I love that the Jumpstart Challenge has brought us together. It's so cool. Nina is actually in Croatia, and the first Jumpstart Challenge that I ever did, Nina logged in, and she was in Paris at the time, living in Paris, and was an artist, not an entrepreneur, and she I went through so many changes through, of course, I'm not going to take credit for that. Nina, you have done all the work, but she has moved. She moved to Budapest. She moved back to Croatia. She, jump started her business, finished another course, book, all kinds of things. And she just keeps restarting, restarting, rebooting. And that is the power of sprinting. And yes, I'm going to do this again in the spring. I can guarantee it. I love the energy of rebooting and restarting. And if I have to do it 147,000 times to get where I'm going to go, then I'm going to do it 147,000 times. Because for me, I already recognize that I can't drift for too long or I get really cranky. I'm okay with a week or two. I've got to keep up the physical motion, even in the bridge seasons in between sprints, but I don't do great drifting for too long. I start to feel restless. I can tell that I'm not on track, and my default habits start getting frittered away. I start getting complacent. I start getting a little too comfortable. And actually, well, it's not actually even comfort at that point. I actually get uncomfortable because I know that I'm not on mission. I'm not on point, right? So I know for me, it just doesn't work that great. And so I can't drift for too long. Doesn't mean I don't rest. You guys, rest is totally different than drift, right? Drift is I'm letting the world blow my sails and I'm going whatever way the wind drifts me. Intentionality is where I like to live, even if I'm not sprinting, because that makes me feel like I'm aligned with progress and the things that really fire me up. And I have a lot of people to serve. I have a lot of service to do, which means I have a lot of sales to make because sales is just service, right? I have a lot of people to equip, a lot of people to encourage, a lot of people to embolden. And I do that through a lot of different means. One is by linking with them, linking arms with them in their business and building sustainable sales and marketing systems. And that's what the Clarity Call is for. If you want to talk to us about the possibility of having my team help you. The other way is through things like the time, money, freedom formula, right? Can you invest $1 a day in yourself? Can you log into a course now and then and learn, keep up this mojo, right? That's really what it's all about. So, there's a whole lot of upside available to you. But just for a moment, I guess I want to go to the stick for a minute. I want to go to, something we talked about a couple days ago, because I know that there are seasons in life where you're particularly burdened by stuff that's bogging you down. And it could be emotional, it could be financial, it could be that you're coming through a season where just you've kept feeling like, it's a little bit like whack-a-mole, and life just kept hitting you over the head with stuff. And you can say, well, Teresa, you don't understand, all this sprinting and all this jump starting and all this stuff. Again, this is not about force or willpower or discipline. This is about coming from a place of power and setting yourself up for success, loving your business and your life enough to lean into up leveling. But you can say, well, you're not in my shoes. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know what obstacles are in front of me. And it's true, guys. I don't know. I'm not in your exact same place. And how could I be? Right. And so I don't want to take away, any empathy from your positioning. I get it. I know that there are seasons that are particularly challenging, and it is really hard to have that mindset we talked about on day 2 of everything's happening for me, not to me. But I do know that even when you're in the middle of the storms, even when you're coming out of one of those challenging seasons, or you're trying to break out of one of those challenging seasons, again, no one can do it for you. But you've got to, at some point, check the baggage at the door and recognize that that stuff that happened a week ago, a day ago, a month ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, can't define you. And even though I'm not in your particular situation, I've definitely had my share of hangups and bang-ups. I've had trials and tribulations. I've had several different opportunities where I've lost. I can't say I've lost everything because thank God, I've had my children. I've had my health be recovered several different times, but I have lost my vital energy and my health. I have been laying on my back in the hospital. I have lost businesses. I have lost all my money several times. I have been, divorced, broke on my last dollar. I've been through so much myself. Right. But we didn't talk a lot about that this week, because even though I want to acknowledge those places that have made me strong and resilient, I do really look at those things as some of the greatest gifts that I've been given. One, wow, I have, amazing children. I have an amazing business that would not be the way that it is today if we hadn't had those bang ups and hang ups. Our business has been through the mill in 30 years. I've been along the ride for the last 15 with my husband here. Lost my previous business, got completely swept out from under me, lost all my retirement money, everything I had put into it. It doesn't matter. All that stuff was just building blocks to get where I am today. And I get a chance to take this remarkable gift of a day, to be grateful for the vital health and energy that I have today. Even when I walk outside, I remember a day, where I had to basically relearn how to walk. I got spinal meningitis and I was just flat out on my butt and my body didn't have the strength. I couldn't remember how to walk. And I had to build up 10 steps a day, just a little bit further, a little bit further. Guys, I get it. I'm not in exactly your situation, but I've been in those places, those darker places when you have to dig deep to find something in yourself. And I want you to dig for that hope. I want you to dig for the glimmer of possibility that you could focus on something else and you can build towards something else, because I know that I know that I know that I know without a shadow of a doubt that better days are ahead, and you have the ability to come back from, to rebound from anything that's in your path. Anything that's happened to you has also happened for you. Find the thing that has built you up, that has made you stronger, that has made you more resilient. My business is called the Diamond Group because I've had so many of those setbacks that I realized that so much of this journey is about resiliency. Diamonds are created under pressure, like people, like businesses, like business owners, right? So how can we take those things, crystallize those things, get in motion, put on the mindset of a champion, put on the mindset of a racehorse, and treat yourself extraordinarily well? Gift yourself the focus. Can you gift yourself the motion for the next 90 days? Can you gift yourself the mindset for the next 90 days? Can you gift yourself the mojo? Can you choose it? Can you decide? Can you gift yourself the focus on those financial targets so that you can experience a different money reality at the end of 90 days? You guys, we can. Can you gift yourself the momentum? Yes, we can take all of this stuff, all the mess, and we can turn it into our greatest fuel, right? Because those people that you love, your family, your team, your community, they deserve the highest and best you. And if you want to make that stuff define you, if you got a flat tire this morning and you want to let it ruin your day, your whole day, you absolutely can. If you want that to mean that you are just a terrible maintainer of cars, and gosh, how could you have gotten this flat tire? You should have checked your tires last week and you just beat up on yourself. I know without a shadow of a doubt that these two things can coexist. My guess is that you've simultaneously been too hard on yourself many times and you haven't gifted yourself enough grace for the journey, but you've also probably been at times too easy on yourself. And what I mean is that you've allowed yourself to get complacent or to settle for conditions in your business or your life that really need to be up-leveled. Look into your situation. Where are there things that maybe frankly are just not acceptable, but you've been accepting them? You've been settling on some level because I don't know, it just took too much effort to do something different. It was just easier. When are you going to reach the point when you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired? When is the point when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change? Let it be now. It's now o'clock. Let it be right now. Look at these things and recognize that, wow, this isn't super complicated. First of all, I'm breaking it down in a palatable way where I'm literally gifting you the next natural step. I'm saying, if you don't know, do this. I'm saying, if you don't know, just say yes to sprinting with me. Just do this. Identify the 3 targets. Get in motion 20 minutes. See the world happening for you. Have amazing co-creative conversations with the people around you. Drive to the numbers that you want to see. you have a remarkable opportunity. The time freedom, the money freedom, the things you want to create in your life that led you to being an entrepreneur are right in front of you. And when I look at, I actually was in church last night. We had a night of worship, and I was thanking God for how far he's brought me in my life and my business. And oh my goodness, there are so many days I was down on my knees in that church years ago, even 4 years ago. We had moved as a family, I don't know, something crazy, 12, 13, 14 times in 10 years. And we were still recovering from really devastating divorces and family situations, myself and my husband. And it was very, very expensive season in our life. And so we didn't have stable housing, really. We were constantly trying to move to the next best thing. And I was praying for a home. I was praying for a home. You guys, that wasn't so long ago. We were able to secure our first home as a couple. Now we've hit our 11th wedding anniversary. I'm married to the love of my life, which is just truly a gift. You know, um, I was able, through the grace of God, to purchase a home together, and that was just 2022. And we had been praying for the opportunity to do that. And this year, this week, we're going to buy our third home together. So 3 years later, three homes in, we've been able to purchase investment property. We're looking, God willing, at a second home that we can really create a family compound where I can create memories with my future grandchildren. And that has been a dream of mine. I always had that on my vision board. I've had that in my mind for years and years and years. And it's like this close to happening. So things can happen remarkably quickly. Everything can change in 90 days. Everything can change in 3 years. I'm telling you, 36 months is 6 sprints. 6 sprints. That's it. That's it. What can you do in 36 months with 6 sprints? A heck of a lot. You could take your business to a whole different level. You could double your business. I know it because I just did it. You could triple your your financial security, the foundation of wealth building in your life. You could secure a legacy. You could write a book. You could run that marathon you've always wanted to run. You could take your health to a completely different level. When are you going to choose that, no longer are you recovering, but you stake a claim to being recovered? Guys, I want you to claim it right now. I want you to claim it right now. And I want you to say, instead of chasing time and financial freedom out here, instead of chasing this future state, what we're really after in that future state, when you reel it all back, what I realize is what I was after was peace of mind. I just was so tired. I just was so tired of feeling like I was constantly in survival mode, right? Constantly having to reach for the next thing, to strive. Again, this is not about striving. This is about staking a claim to being well right now, treating yourself well right now, right? Staking a claim to you are free. If you put down that baggage, the shame, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, the past, the stuff people did to you, the victim mentality, all the things that happened, right? I can dwell on that unscrupulous business partner that took me down the river and took all my money. I could dwell on that. There are a kabillion people in my circle right now that don't even know that story. I don't even tell that story. I don't tell those stories on a regular basis because I don't dwell on it. I don't live there. That is so over. It's so over. I want to be focused on this remarkable day in front of me right here. And I want to be a good steward of this time, of this team, of my remarkable clients, right? Of my remarkable children, my remarkable family. And if I don't do that, then I am out of alignment. I am out of alignment with the highest and best that's yet to be, because I'm wasting what's right in front of me. I'm not leaning in with love to what's right in front of me. I'm not demonstrating gratitude for what's right in front of me. And I can't expect to live a life of alignment out here if I'm not in alignment right here. So, where do you need to rein it in? Where do you need to pull it together? Where do you need to get your act together so that you can just do it now? All those things that you want to do out here, what if you just said, you know what? I think Teresa might be right. I think maybe I'm so focused out here that I'm not paying attention to right here. And so today, I'm going to sit down with a piece of paper and I'm going to write out these sprint targets. I'm so proud of you guys for doing your homework. And yes, Suzanne, I'm going to mail you the book. Yes, Liveline, you are the winner of the Amazon gift card. Guys, today is a gift. These are not the gifts of the day. The gifts of the day are these moments right in front of us. So whether you choose to embark and invest in yourself $1 a day for the next 90 days and get lifetime access to the time money freedom formula or not, it's okay. I highly encourage you to do that because it's a way for me to spend more time with you, honestly. And that's if I do that, I know that I can serve up some encouragement, right? I can equip you a little differently. I can give you tools. There are tools even in the Jumpstart workbook. There's so many good tools in there, you guys. The 90-day sprint primer. Use the tools that I'm giving you to spend some time. So the challenge is, can you really do that? Can you gift yourself that? The other challenge is, can you block out, put the blinders on? Can you block out the noise for 90 days and gift yourself these things? Can you block out the chaos of the world? Can you block out the Instagram feed or the TikTok videos that suck up an hour or two a day? The average person right now spends, over 2 hours in mindless screen time. Mindless screen time. In 2 hours a day, you can write a book in 90 days. Guaranteed. Do you have a book in you? Well, maybe unplug and plug into your own brain for 90 days. Can you block out the noise and the chaos? Keep your eyes on your own lane for 90 days and gift yourself this experience. Can you invest in yourself and your future for 90 days? That is the challenge in front of you. I guarantee you, if you do that, you can experience such remarkable momentum that you will cruise into the end of December, cruise into January. Here's the thing, that feeling where you cruise into January 1st and you're like, oh my gosh, I hate resolutions. I'm always starting from ground zero. It's so exhausting. What if this time you didn't do that? What if you just had so much mojo cruising in to the end of the year, into the winter season, into the new year, that you were like, I'm going to keep going, right? What if this was the time to make it different? What if you weren't starting over January 1st? And so resolutions were just building on the momentum. Resolutions were turned into personal promises so you could just keep it going. Keep it going. Stay in motion, keep in motion, not getting back to the gym January 1st, gym membership spike, week 2, gym people showing up at the gym, dips, right? Great. How about we get off of that motivation roller coaster and just steady Freddy wins the race, find a way to harness our energy so that we're tackling these things in sprints, giving ourselves a breather in the off season, reattacking with 90 days of focus. I don't know if it'll work for you. It absolutely works for me. I'm so happy to share it with you. Thank you so much for gifting yourself the time to spend with me this week. I am super excited to see what results you get. And I see lots of good stuff in the chat. I have not had a chance to read through all of this as I've been talking, but I absolutely will. And thank you. Thank you. I'm so remarkably grateful. And I do have my sprint targets in front of me. I'm going to run a mile a day for 90 days starting on Monday. That's going to be my front end first leg, kick it into a new gear goal. I've been running 3 days a week for a long time, but I'm going to kick it up to a new notch. And that's going to lead me to strength training, because I had mentioned strength training was on my list. I'm going to find a personal trainer in the next 90 days, and I'm going to get into strength training mode. I have always loved my seasons working with a personal trainer, but I've been drifting in that department, and I want to really recommit. And on the financial end, I am going to simultaneously put daily money in savings, and I'm also going to daily reduce my debt at the same time. I don't have a lot of it, but I have enough of it that I just don't want to carry it around anymore. And so I'm going to do both of those things simultaneously. And I'm going to just start small in the first leg, and I'm going to do both of those things together. That is going to lead to some mojo that carries over into my sales targets and revenue goals. So I'm going to keep fine tuning my goals. My other sprint is I want to spend time walking through and spending time with God every day, and just spend time in the Word. And I actually have a 90-day plan for walking through the New Testament with a primer that I have. And I'm also going to add the wisdom books in the evening, but that is on my list. I have a reading plan for other, and I'm going to steep myself in some of that for 90 days. So my 3 targets are getting clearer and clearer, but I do have the next 72 hours to make them crystal clear. And what I need to do, what I'm going to do is I've already got copious notes everywhere. I'm going to take the 3 legs, and I'm going to build on the momentum from leg 1 into leg 2. So I'm going to step it up in each category, step it up. And I'm going to get back to writing my own books. I've got 2 books that I'm writing right now: Cash, Clarity, and Courage, about getting off the revenue roller coaster in your legacy business. And I'm also writing a book about faith in business. So stay tuned for that. Next sprint, I have an exciting plan. I'm working on a faith in business boot camp that's going to run for 12 weeks after the spring sprint. I don't have it all together yet, so I'm going to take some time to really make that a remarkable offering, but stay tuned for that. That is coming out in the spring. In the meantime, if I can help you take your business to the next level, remember, the old way is doing it yourself. The new way is partnering with remarkable people that can give you even more lift and power. We want to help you. If your business is in that place, book a clarity call. Raise your hand in the chat, and we'll reach out to you. We'll find you, and we'll have a conversation. And also stay tuned for an email about the Time Money Freedom Formula. Invest $1 a day in yourself for the next 90 days, and you'll get lifetime access to that course. And it's a one-time opportunity, because that price is going to go more than triple after that. So this is a special opportunity. So I love you all. I'm with you and for you. I'm so excited for you to lean into love and just gift yourself remarkable service. Gift your clients remarkable service. Gift your family the highest and best you, your community, your team. You deserve the very best of care. So excited to build with you. Happy sprinting. I look forward to hearing all about it. Have a great day.